Good morning and welcome to Copper Coins Coin Roll Hunt Reveal E561, a 1962p original wrapped roll. How is everybody doing today? Hope all is going well. Great stream on Frostbite's channel this morning. Topic I don't usually dabble with into the stacking community. DW, good morning. Richard Sappington, good morning. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start opening this roll. Hope all is going well around the country. Getting cold here. We do have... did I get into the topic? Yeah, no, I'm not a big... You know me, I'm not a stacker, but it was great because he had some guests that were stackers. And I've never really interacted with a lot of people in that community. Great people, and basically their philosophy is much like my own. So it was a great stream, very informative, and most people have the same opinion that I have. Nana Stacks, good morning. Pardon me. Frostbite's not streaming tomorrow, so I'm going to do the 70S roll at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning or so, before the Coin Show podcast. Lots of doubled dice. Boy, there's some polished die mark. Look at the one. That's polished right there on the Y, too. Went through the rest of that 72p bag this morning. Nothing to be found. Coin number 2. But yeah, it was a good stream. I really enjoyed it. And I do think that the silver crash was paper contracts kind of making their way into physical silver market. There were strike throughs and clashes. And I didn't actually pull any of that stuff out because I don't keep it. And a rim cud. I think you did too, and I think Dirty Water might have got a light clash on one of his too. Send them to DW. Okay. Maybe I'll roll a roll of those up, and you can look through them yourself. I got to remember that. You know, I should be taking that stuff out. But that kind of goes to the adage that when people say, are these rolls searched? Well, they might be for some stuff. It depends what you're looking for. I mean, I never hesitate to buy open plastic tubed rolls. I mean, that's like this roll. The coin on the end was literally a gem, and these coins aren't gem. When you buy a bank-wrapped roll, so many people are like, well, I expected them to be gems inside because they're an original roll. When something's 80 years old, you don't know how that has been stored. It could have been stored in a garage. This one has been stored with a lot of moisture. So that paper got wet, and the coins inside got wet, and then oxidized the sulfur on the planchet wash. All those little spider webs are where there was residue from a planchet wash. It is just something you can't change. And I can say this roll's a new roll to me, so it was somebody before me that stored this wrong. Best environment for copper pennies is dry and cool. So if you live in an air-conditioned house, an air-conditioned house is perfect. And welcome to the show, that juice. Coins in general don't like moisture. All right, come on in. Let's go. Where's the other one at? Good morning, Robert Bruce. Good morning, AZ Coins. But like this damage right here is moisture. This little, the black specks. And that is the oxidation of the sulfur-based copper, or the planchet wash. So that's basically the residue that was left after they washed the planchet. That wouldn't, if it was stored properly, they wouldn't, it might show like a milky spot. This coin has a slight lamination on it by the date. Right there. Next coin for Stan. So my next reveal is scheduled for tomorrow morning. It'll be earlier than usual because I don't want to interfere. Let me look. This is the second one of these I've seen. That is just not enough. There is like a little speck. Let me see if anything like that is listed. I don't think it is. See if John Wexler's got anything like that. Running down a list real quick to see if there's any little nubs on the T. I didn't realize there were so many doubled eyelids for this date. I'm going to hold this out and play with it later. See what I can find, because there are some of these listed. That one, let's see. That's the wrong direction. Oh, there was a lot of double dice for 62. I had no idea. I know we have. Oh, there's. All right, that is about it. I'm going to hold this aside to play with it a little bit more later. What I am seeing is right here on the tee. It almost looks like nope. Seeing stuff. But we'll hold that one out. There's another one in the first 7. Let's see if I can find it real quick. There it is. Make sure that's the same. And it is. All right. Was coin number 4. So we'll hold those out. I can't make any promises. We'll have to see what the little tribunal that we have says. Mark Thomas, welcome to the show. Dan, welcome. There are lots of double dies for 1962p. Coin 10. After this coin, if I recognize the obverse, I will not be looking at the reverse. Boy, that 72 bag last night was brutal. I did not realize it was going to take over 3 hours to do that video. And we found nothing. Some die clashes, a couple struck throughs, and a couple of rim cuds. This is a different die pair. Hope everybody is preparing for a cool night. I know it's getting cold, and they're saying we could get snow for the first time in almost 40 years. They're calling for up to a 1/4 inch. Supposed to all be gone by the time we get up tomorrow. But still, I know when my dogs get up, this is a repeat, they're not going to be happy. They don't like raindrops yet snow. And the little one has never seen snow, so it'll be interesting to see her reaction. We've seen this die pair. Is that a clash? I'm venturing to say that that had a clash on it at one point and they polished it off. "30 below and wind chill." Ooh. That does not sound fun. Doesn't sound fun at all. There's another one of those. Let's see if it's got the little... It does. I'm looking for this right here. There's like a little die gouge right by the B. So that's the third example of that. Very minor class 4. Don't see anything that reminds me I've seen that die pair. So is anybody in this crowd stressed out over the metals market? It really had no effect on me. I think it's a natural process. Middle name is Willard Scott. Nice. Found something under the 2. Yeah. That's got the die gouge above the BE, so we've seen that before. Yeah, so I mean, I think it's, you know, like I had said on Frostbite's channel, going up 10 and 20% per day, it doesn't matter what it is. If it was oil or if it was cornflakes, that was the example I used. If the wholesale price of cornflakes fluctuated 10% in a day, it would not be sustainable. And that's like stocks. If stocks went up 100 points every single day for 2 months, there would come a time that they would have to fall. It's just not a natural process. This has got some machine doubling on it. I know that a lot of the people that just jumped into this are probably really stressed out. And I met a lot of them at the fun show. A good 10% of those people had never bought silver or gold before they were waiting in line. And so they're still not out. If they bought at the fun show, they were buying for $76 an ounce. So they're still not out because I think it's $86 or $85.50 right now. So, but they're probably having that, oh my God, I missed my opportunity to make $50 feeling. Not that they could sell their silver anyways, because people have, many dealers haven't been buying in 2 weeks anyways. I mean, they've been buying the 2 and 3 ounces here and there, but the big buys, most dealers have cut the big buys right out unless it's a bigger dealer. Yeah, most of the silver I got DW, I bought at like $4 an ounce. So back when, if you made a dime on an ounce of silver, you made a dime. That was it. So you would try to make a dime on the low end and a dime on the top end to make 20 cents. And when you're doing 100, that's 20 bucks. And it all adds up. Shh. Well, go. Hey, hey, get out of here. Yeah, that's me. I've got nothing but time in mine. And I like shiny stuff. I mean, plus I'm a hoarder. I have a real hard time getting rid of stuff. I am working on that. I might even sell some rolls in an auction eventually. We'll see if I can build up to that. That's going to be stretching it, though. Yeah, when I went to the fun show, I had a little thing that we had found in a unit when my wife had the storage company. And I think it was like $13 or something like that worth of silver. And I had a guy that was going to buy it if I needed it. And I didn't end up spending that much money there. So I still got it. And I honestly kind of think that this little dip could have saved some of the smaller, older dealers that had kind of quit buying, because they might have an opportunity to kind of get out and get some of their money back, which in my opinion is a good thing. Yep, that's it. And plus, I was telling my wife, not that I'm old. I'm 60 years old, going to be 61 years old. This has got a little clash on it right there in Liberty. But I literally probably got 10,000 pounds. This is one of the dye varieties, and there's the little dye gouge for dirty water. But my thing is I don't want to leave my family with all that work to do. And that's what it would be. Most likely they would end up having to sell them to somebody at almost face value because of the amount of work it would take to get them out of the house. It won't be long. It won't be long, Blaine. I'm already feeling the aches and pains and the arthritis hitting me hard. I've had a lot of back surgeries, and my back is very, very I get sore back real easy from doing almost nothing now. By the time yesterday's bag reveal was over with, I literally went to bed, and I got up at about 1, and I stayed up and watched a little bit of TV, and then I slept till 7:30, and I can't tell you the last time I slept till 7 o'clock in the morning. And I think it was because I took an ibuprofen before I went to bed, and it knocked me out. But it was a good night's sleep. I felt really well rested when my wife woke me up, which that should say something right there, because she's usually the one sleeping in, not me. that's true. That's true. And you know what? I'm pretty used to it. It doesn't really bother me a ton. But when I sit a long time, and then of course, during that reveal, the cylinder, the up and down cylinder in my chair decided to act up and it kept deflating on me. So it was basically sitting me on the ground every 5 minutes. And then right by the end, I stuck it up and it's been up ever since. Who knows what the heck's causing that? But I think I got to get a new chair. And me being fat, I wear chairs out. Kurt, welcome to the show. Couple of real minor double dies in the roll. $33-gallon junk. Nice. And at this point, I wouldn't get rid of them. Heck, copper. I don't know what happened to copper. I know that Thursday, copper spiked real hard to where copper pennies were almost worth 6 cents a piece. It was kind of crazy when I saw that. I can remember battling 3 cents to try to break 3 cents. And I did notice when I talked to my local coin dealer that he was paying, I think he was paying a nickel a piece for wheats. And they usually pay basically copper weight price. No, pain is all in your brain. I agree with that because I got used to the pain. I'm in pain all the time. And most of the time it doesn't bother me. And it's relative to, how much pain you've been in. So until the pain gets worse than it has been or worse than it is, you don't really notice it. At least that's how I think about it. I don't know though. I'm not no expert on how the brain works with pain, but I do believe that I have gotten used to it over the last 30 years. Farm Dog, welcome back. Good to see you this morning. We have found a couple of minor double dies on the T of trust. They are not listed on. Oh, there's one of them right there. Not much to see. I mean, it's a little baby. See, and there is a clash in the T around the T of this. Coin 43 for Doug. Oh yeah. It's not a bad idea. I don't think it's a bad idea to hold on to them. Some people would disagree with me. As a matter of fact, a lot of people would disagree with me. But, that's my personality. I kind of got a hoarding disorder anyways. Maybe you can answer this question, Mark, since you are in that field. When I sell coins, like I've sold a few die varieties lately, when I package them up and dump them in the mailbox, I swear I physically feel pain from it. It actually hurts. And I'm assuming that's part of the hoarding disorder. Well, I know my friend Brian. He has got so many searched wheat bags, and plus he's got so many unsearched wheat bags that he probably has enough to search for a long time. But yeah, I went to the mailbox yesterday and dropped those coins, and it was like, man, I swear my arm hurt. It's like my whole hand and everything. But I'm working at it because I don't want to leave. You got to email them with your address, and it's just a poker chip for the channel. I don't have your address offhand. I'd have to go into PayPal to get it. And I think his email is on his page. But I will reach out. Maybe I'll send him your email address. I can do that pretty easy. Or I can send you his. That's not a bad idea either. I've seen people actually selling circulated cents by date, and they're actually getting pretty good money for them. All right, DW, we'll see you soon. Hopefully you can join us tomorrow morning. Frostbite's not doing a stream, so I'm going to do a roll earlier in the morning. I think I have it scheduled for around 10 o'clock or 10:30. I don't want to step on the Coin Show podcast's feet. Wow, what's that? Just a die gouge. Was wondering if that was like a dropped letter or something like that in the rim. Oh, and this is this one of our little, nope. Thought it was. Yeah, me too. If I could do these at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'd do 10 a week. I love being up. I'm a big time early riser. Like I said, this morning was the first day that I have slept in a long time. This is our roll we're doing tomorrow. Let me move these bags. Is this it? This is it right here. That is our roll for tomorrow. 70S original roll. Coins looking pretty good. So hopefully they are as good inside as they are outside. But I want to thank everybody for joining me. It's always a pleasure to hang with you guys. And I'm glad you could make a live, Mark. It's good to see you. If I don't see you in the morning, I will see you in the neighborhood. We'll talk to you all soon.